And coming at you not quite live, it's the Film Dudes Podcast, episode, I don't fucking know, 13? Lucky 13? Sure, let's go with
Ooh,
that.
I don't know. You should know. You're keeping track of this.
Well, since we record in batches, uh, before we upload it, it's like every three. Uh, so, yeah, I guess 13. Woohoo. The enthusiasm today. It's
yeah, I'm just
cold.
here because you told me to show up.
Yeah, it's cold. It's overcast. It's fucking miserable day.
Yeah, it's kind of
Perfect
chilly.
day. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see, Landon, what have you been watching?
Oh, well, for classes, I've had to watch a documentary called Cancer, the Emperor of All Maladies, and it's pretty interesting and educational. It kind of goes over everything that we've been learning in classes and stuff as far as cancer is concerned. So.
So, is there any such thing as a cure for any type of cancer at this point, or is it seriously just an like completely impossible to understand thing?
It turns out like cancer is completely complicated as far as curing goes because there's just so many. It depends on a lot of times it has to do with genetic mutation
Yeah.
and yeah, depending on where the cancer is, how it mutated. Uh, I mean, the two major routes you can either have upregulation of your genes multiplying, or you can end up with like a gene suppressor being knocked out.
Oh.
Cancer is just like super complicated. I mean, there are certain cancers that they have cured, quote unquote, but of course, there's always a possibility of remission
Yeah.
or not remission. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's Saturday. It's been a long semester.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
have
you,
one
you
week
go into
left.
remission, but yeah,
Well, you might
there's
like the
always the
show on
possibility that it'll
Netflix.
come back.
You might like the Netflix show Cells at Work. I got through like 5 or 6 episodes before the dub just like wasn't done apparently, and it went back to Japanese.
Oh boy.
It's kind of funny because it's like really fucking weird at times. Because it's like human personified bodily uh like microorganisms like red blood cells and white blood cells, and it's like the red blood cell of course is the like hot babe of the show. And you've got white blood cell who's like, oh, I am here to protect you. It was actually kind of fun to watch, and I would have kept watching it if I didn't have to like try and figure out a translation, because I don't think they even put subs on it, but whatever.
Well, you could always get your own personal translator.
Oh, it's a Japanese manga series. Okay, I may have to check that out. That looks
It
interesting.
actually might be interesting for you because it's only like one season, I think, 10 episodes, and it talks about a whole bunch of different, like, it really goes into detail of like the functions of things. And like there's little 6-year-old children that are oh fuck, what role do they play? The plasma bonding thing that captures red blood cells. Uh Fuck it anyway. I'm sure you'll be like, "Oh, I know what that does."
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Who knows?
But then there's like the um like an allergen episode, and this dude comes out with like the most anime weapon that they could come up with of like a histamine sprayer gun thing. It was kind of funny.
Be interesting if they like turn the red blood cell into a sickle cell.
There is a cancer episode. That was the one that started in Japanese, and I'm just like, okay. Because,
Yeah.
like, then they have just normal cells, I guess, which just look like regular people. And then this one dude starts, like, exploding anime style.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, it's a cancer cell. We must kill him. And then he just, like, multiplies, and they all look like fucking zombies. It's really
Yeah.
weird, but I feel like it would be good for you to at least watch a couple of the episodes.
I'll look into it probably this afternoon and when I'm done with all my things that I've put off for months and years.
Yeah, I tend to do that. My
Uh,
computer has just decided to do fucking something. Hope we're still recording, because, yep, looks good. Cool.
All right.
We'll call this.
Well, also, I'm in my dining room, so there's going to be times that I'm going to mute out to avoid because Lizzie and Tilly went for a walk. So when they come in, I'm probably going to mute it for like a couple minutes until they understand that I'm recording.
Okay.
That
Uh,
way, you don't catch either of them cussing. So
yeah, that's true.
what the fuck are you talking about?
uh,
I'm still debating whether or not
Stuart
I
can
should.
just bleep it.
Yeah, just a bit. Uh,
yeah, well, I don't think Lizzie wants to be recorded. So
yeah.
yeah. Another thing that I watched last night was called Crazy Not Insane, and it's an HBO documentary. And it looks at serial killers through the scope of Dorothy Lewis, who
Hmm.
did a lot of you know psychoanalyzation of certain serial killers. She's upstairs. All right, I'm going to mute for a second.
Okay. But well, that actually sounds pretty interesting. With kind of reminds me of "Don't F with Cats." I guess that Netflix documentary thing. I guess while Landon's muted, Joe, we can talk about Spring Breakers.
Oh gosh. Um, I mean, it wasn't as terrible as I thought it would be. I think the thing that really pissed me off was how they tended to repeat stuff over and over and over again. Like Selena Gomez's character talking on the phone with her grandma, or
Yeah.
James Franco saying, are we really gonna do this? And the
Oh
girl's
god,
like,
that
what, are you
scene got
afraid?
actually really annoying.
Yeah.
That was actually like teeth grindingly hard to watch because it was just like, are you scared? Are you a big scaredy cat? Are we actually gonna do this? Are you scared? Are you a big
Yeah.
scaredy cat? Are we actually gonna do this? It's like, I was having problems with the disc already, so
Did
I didn't know.
Spike Lee from She's Gotta Have It just happen to walk on the set?
Or the sound guy from The Room, where it was the one song, "You are my rose, you are my rose, you are my rose."
Yeah.
Ugh.
Landon, have you seen Spring Breakers?
No,
Okay.
I,
Well,
Um,
I think
you're
I was busy
not
getting
missing
late
it
or
entirely.
something.
if you can find it digitally, I would recommend that because my
It's
disc,
on Canopy.
again, Canopy is usually like an educational movie platform, so I have
No,
no
if you look
idea.
deep enough, no, that is not true.
Yeah,
Because
well, you
they
can't.
actually have Andy Warhol's Dracula, Blood for Dracula.
Oh man. But yeah,
Uh,
my disc played so badly. It was playing at like 1 frame a minute at one point.
Oh,
So I just sat there and played on my phone, and like every now and then it'll just go, and I'm like, the fuck? I guess it's loading, and then it would just freeze up again. And it's just like, okay, cool. So it actually like crashed before the credits even rolled. And so like I'm vaguely aware of the shootout at the end, but it didn't really get resolved. Like they got off the boat and then it was like a little bit of the shootout and then it just crashed. And so it was like, all right, well, thanks
Yeah.
public library for not taking care of your shit.
Yeah. Well, you remember how many times I checked something out and it's like, the disc is not working.
Oh, what
Which,
was it?
I appreciate people at the library, don't get me wrong, but holy shit.
The Aqua Teen
Sometimes.
Hunger Force movie that we tried to
Yeah.
watch. I mean,
Yeah.
at least
I
that
was
one
really
didn't
ramped
work.
up to watch it and it won't work. Either of the discs.
Yeah, at least that one didn't work from the beginning. Mine got like halfway through before I started having problems.
Mm-hmm.
And so like that was far more frustrating to be like, okay, I'll rewind it a little bit, just see like if I missed something important. No, okay, go a little bit more freeze for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. No, but I mean, otherwise, the movie, um, I don't know. I guess I've always been kind of scared to watch a movie by Harmony Korine because he just, uh, if a couple of your influences are Pasolini and Werner Herzog, be prepared,
Yeah.
Uh,
and John Cassavetes, which
Except,
they're great filmmakers, but they're definitely not your usual kind of filmmaker.
although I gotta be honest, the first like 45 minutes, and pretty much just the entire film, it's like, it's borderline like begging for an X rating.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if any of his films got X ratings. I know one of his films, he didn't direct it, but he wrote the script, and oh my gosh, how that didn't get an X rating is beyond me. Um, but no, I think there were things about the movie that's like, oh my gosh, this is such a piece of shit. But the
Yeah.
more, but the more the movie went on, the more I'm like, no, this is actually a good. I think it redeemed itself in my eyes. Um, when it got down to the last two girls, and one of them's on the phone with their mother, and she's like, "I just want to go back to school, and I want to be a good person because
Oh my god.
that's how you live your life." I thought that's really after all the crap they did, where she actually says that. I don't know how deserving of it she is, but the fact that she says that, I think, and the way she says it, in my eyes, kind of redeems.
Well, yeah, because there were two girls left at that point. Selena
Mm-hmm.
Gomez had already gone home, and then the other one left. And then they're both with a very well disguised. Oh my god, I can't remember the
James
actor's.
Franco.
Yeah, James Franco. Like, it took me a while to be like, oh yeah, that is him.
Really?
It
It took
really
you that
did, because,
long?
like, the James Franco look just wasn't there.
No, no, for me, it was entirely there.
oh
If
wait, I've
anything,
seen
I
the
think
movie.
over the years, he's definitely gotten creepier looking.
I
Like,
mean, that was pretty
intentionally
creepy.
creepier looking. It's like people make fun of me. People made fun of me when I just had a mustache. They said, "Oh, you look like a pedophile." James Franco is. Oh, I don't know. He doesn't even need the mustache. He just looks creepy.
Yeah, that's true. But with dreadlocks and stuff, he doesn't. I guess it's just because his mannerisms
Cornrows.
fit that particular character.
He had like what a. I mean, he had the cornrows. He had the teeth. He had the southern drawl.
Oh, that was weird.
I mean, kind of fit his character. It's like what you're trying to do your Southern lit fascination, bringing your creepy Southern lit characters down to Florida. I don't know, but I mean, I don't know. The movie, it's not something I would watch again just because, but I think on its merit, it was actually good.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it because Joe, you and I are working on a short film that'll hopefully start production next year if we can get funding. Um, but there's some stuff in Spring Breakers that I'd like to try and replicate, mostly just the whole good times gone wrong, basically. Um,
Yeah.
but, I mean, yeah, good luck finding half a dozen women wanting to just flash the camera, I
Oh,
guess.
jeez.
I
Yeah.
really am curious though on like how you cast people as an extra for roles like that where it's just like right, you're going to be the hot babe number 69 over in the corner here that we're going to snort cocaine off your ass.
Yeah.
It's just like
Or
oh,
just the gal that had that oh shit. She was just funneling all that shit.
oh
And it's
yeah.
basically splashing on her chest, and it's basically implied heavy sexual innuendo, folks.
Well, how about the one where it was just a line of dudes with beer cans like right near their crotch?
Yeah.
Oh man,
I mean,
it's yeah, it was
yeah. I
like
liked the movie the further it got away from your stereotypical bratty spring breaker bullshit.
yeah.
I will say that.
I think
When it actually moved away from that, I enjoyed it more.
one of the funniest scenes was when they were caught by the police and they're still in their bikinis and they're put in like lowest court and the judge is just like, let me guess, spring breakers. And it's just like they're still in bikinis in a courtroom and it's just like I kind of doubt that that would have happened, but sure, I guess.
Yeah. I don't
Judge
know. Have any
Cosby
of us
there.
actually ever gone on a spring break like this,
No.
Landon?
No.
Okay, I didn't think any of us have, but I just wanted to check.
Oh my god, I know, and you always like hear of this, and it's just like, how does
Yeah.
that
You
happen?
have all these college students who complain about being, oh, I'm a poor, broke college student. It's like, well, apparently not if you went to, I don't know, fucking Fiji or something.
Yeah.
Just drinking and screwing everything,
Yeah.
snorting everything. It's like, really?
Oh my
But anyway,
god.
let's get back on the topic of movies.
Yeah.
Um, I
uh,
guess you had kind of a rant to go on against Sin City.
oh, not so much a rant. Like, it's just that again, like Spring Breakers, I didn't watch it in the best of circumstances. So, it was like for a class, and our professor just like projected it onto a screen and then like showed that over Zoom, so it wasn't just like sharing the screen. We were watching it on like a laptop screen, but like the size of an iPhone, like compared to the screen. So it was like kind of small, and of course it's over Zoom, so it lagged every now and then. And I didn't really like see clearly because the like webcam just kept auto focusing. So it wasn't a rant so much against the movie, just of like my viewing experience. Although I will say that I just felt like it was kind of weird to have like an anthology of that sort where you could have just made it, I don't know, a series or four short films or something other than what they did, just because it's like it's really awkwardly connected, and it really just shouldn't be because it's based off of a comic book series. And so just serialize it then. Just turn it into like a 10-part short show, like, so that we can get more character development before we switch to someone else. Like the only one I really liked was shit, I can't remember his name now. Marv, I think. The
Oh
big
yeah,
the big bulky guy. Um
played by Mickey Rourke. Yeah,
yeah. And I was joking. It's like, why does he have a coat fetish? Because
yeah. I
every
had to think about that as soon as he said that. I'm like, what coat fetish?
Because like every person he encounters, like that's a nice looking coat. I'm gonna take it. It's just
Yeah,
like
it took me a
okay.
couple seconds to register that. It's like I know it's been a while since I've seen this, but I don't remember there being a coat fetish. But then again, when I saw it, I didn't really have a grasp on the word fetish. So
Yeah. So anyway, like only one character really sticks in my mind. Um, I swear though it was Nick Cage who played the fourth guy, but it wasn't.
no, no, he was nowhere near that movie. Thank God.
Yeah, but like the guy, whoever he was, I can't remember the actor's name, really looked and sounds like Nick Cage.
Mm, the fourth guy, isn't like Josh Hartnett or something.
Maybe, I don't know. The one who's like with,
It's one of those pretty. Okay, is it the guy in the epilogue and the prologue?
uh, I don't know. It's the guy who's in like Stripperville.
Oh, that's Clive. Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah. How the how do you
Yeah,
confuse
how
them?
do you confuse Clive Owen with Nick Cage?
I just did because he
Thank
sounds
you.
like him to me.
One's British.
Uh,
Well, he didn't have a British accent, so.
well, well, no, but still, how do you confuse? Landon, take over this.
Yeah, there's Clive Owen has a thicker head of hair, and he's also got black hair, and he doesn't have as pointy of a nose, and less of a underbite.
An underbite.
Yeah, and I've never seen a Clive Owen performance where he's just crazy. He's always kind of like that straight face, like I don't know, Humphrey Bogart or something.
Yeah, well, this was giving me vibes, Nick Cage vibes of like, was it Ghost Rider? No, the one where I swear I've talked about this before. Uh, he's like working for the devil or whatever.
Yeah, Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. But, fuck it, I don't know.
I don't know. Have you? I know I've seen Sin City. Landon, have you seen it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I did. I think I thought you had, but
yeah. I mean, I understand. I'm guessing that it was for a film noir class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand how it falls under a film noir, but I don't know. I would push to say I don't know.
Well, because we were
I mean, it's
talking about
definitely a
the
neo noir.
Yeah, we were talking about the noir mediascape that week and how like, oh, it's based off of sort of like a noir comic and how there's like a hard-boiled detective element where they're not actually detectives, registered ones anyway, but they kind of go around um yeah, I don't know, cuz they're all kind of villains, but it's like an anti-hero film, I guess.
Well,
I
isn't that
mean,
also like one of the aspects of noirs? Usually the lead character is kind of an anti-hero.
Yeah, that's true. So, but I
Yeah.
really wouldn't call them the good guys, only just I would because they're sort of seen as the protagonist, but they're like
Yeah.
they're
Well, just because
associating
you're a
themselves.
protagonist doesn't mean you're a good guy.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
associating
holy shit, look
themselves
at
with
Logan.
like the scum.
Yeah, which normally you would find in like a traditional noir. I mean, they know the seedy
Ah.
underbelly of the city that they work in, and they know, certain scummy people. But I would say that, yeah, this probably takes it a little bit further and makes them a little bit more scummy than what you would see in like traditional noir.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
Marv.
Yeah. Because actually, I was I read an essay by Raymond Chandler, wrote Big Sleep and whatever. And it's interesting because he talks about how in his mind, I know he's not talking about noir per se, but the detective figure.
Oh, well. Eh. And my internet's crapped out halfway through. That's fun. Hello, we're back. Yay, I don't have to cut too much.
How much of my spiel did it cut?
Pretty much the whole thing.
I think this
Okay,
one should
well,
just be a director's cut.
I feel like the director's cut of anything implies, like, no cutting at all.
Yeah, exactly.
not necessarily. I mean, it
Let,
depends
let,
on what
let our
part.
listeners know exactly what happens.
Alright, Joe, take it from the top. Take two, I guess.
Oh, whatever. Like I said, I don't. He wasn't talking about noir per se, but whole private eye. Raymond Chandler was talking about how private detective, is an honorable figure. Um, he says, I don't care if I don't give a damn about his personal life. He can be a satyr or a eunuch, but if he's honorable in one area of his life, it extends to all other areas of his life. And it's like that's not really the case anymore.
Eh, I don't know. Um,
Chandler, didn't he do Sam Spade?
No, he did the Philip Marlowe.
Oh, Philip Marlowe, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really enjoyed Chandler. I just forgot which character it was, whether it was Marlowe or Spade, but
yeah. Well, it doesn't help when they're both played at one point by Humphrey Bogart. So
yeah. Yeah, that's probably my confusion because we watched both when I did
yeah,
Noir.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. But getting back to Sin City, I don't know. It's not a great film, so I'm not trying to make it sound like a great film, but on its terms, it made sense to me, and I really don't. I don't like the idea of serializing it as a film or as a short film because, I mean, the title is Sin City, and all the stories take place in the same city, so it would make sense that at some point they would bump into each other. And I mean, the transition, yeah, it's going to be rough, but
it was pretty rough, yeah.
there's not really anything you can really do to really fix that.
Well, alright. I guess my biggest complaint then was that I just didn't watch it, like, in a proper setting. So I'll try and
Yeah,
find it. Hopefully the disc doesn't have fucking Parkinson's like Spring Breakers did.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I guess Sin City for me is just fun.
Yeah, it.
I mean, it's just because I don't know if it even really. I don't know if it really even takes itself that seriously. Really.
It definitely doesn't. It feels like I would probably enjoy it because I'm now thinking about Van Helsing and how it's just
Oh
like
yeah,
a mashup of characters from like all the great writers of
yeah. It's
monster.
basically a Universal Monsters universe.
Yeah. So I guess I would probably like it if I sat down and like watched it properly. So
Yeah, yeah.
um there
Oh
was a
yeah.
point where we had a nice segue into something else, but now I can't remember what it
Well,
was.
speaking of Universal Monsters, did you guys see the Benicio del Toro version of the Wolfman? Came
No.
out like a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah, a few years back.
I know he tried to do Frank. He wanted to do Frankenstein really bad, but I didn't know if he was gonna do Wolf.
Yeah, he ended up doing Wolfman. It was Benicio del Toro and his father,
Oh, oh. Sorry.
Anthony
Why did I screw
Hopkins.
that up? Wow. Sorry. I thought you. I was thinking Guillermo, not Benicio. Oh my gosh. It is a Saturday,
Benny, not
and I'm
Billy.
even sober. Oh my gosh.
And you
Yeah.
guys got
No.
on me
No.
for saying Clive Owens was like
Oh,
Nick
shut the
Cage.
fuck up. That is an honest mistake.
Oh, and mine's not.
You should know better.
Well, simple. Nobody ever thinks of Benicio. They always think of Guillermo. So when
Yeah,
you hear
and
del
they're
Toro,
doing
you're
one's
automatically jumping
Mexican and the other is what? Puerto Rican or
American.
something. Oh
Yes,
my
well, I'm sure
gosh.
that Southern Americans consider that Mexico, so.
Sorry. Okay.
I
So
also have
yeah,
a bad
what?
habit of calling them Benny and Billy. You got Benny the
Yeah.
Bull and Billy the Bull.
Okay. So Mea Maxima Culpa. So yeah, what do you think of the movie, Landon?
Uh, it's really easy to hate and say that it sucks, but I actually really enjoyed it, and I don't know why. I felt like it was. I don't want to say an improvement from the original with who was it?
Lon
Lon
Chaney
Chaney. Yeah, yeah, but
Jr.
yeah, I feel like the storyline of the original was better, but I really enjoyed I don't know, the visuals, the graphics of the new one. I wish that they could have had that kind of accessibility way back when, but
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I read the novelization, the novelization was actually really, really good. Um, I highly recommend it. I think it won the Bram Stoker Award actually. Um, but I don't know. The movie, I wish I liked the movie more. I mean, yeah, the graphics definitely, especially because they had a makeup artist Rick Baker at work on it,
yeah,
and he is the only makeup artist who I can think right off the top of my head, and he is terrific. Um, but I don't know. I would have liked it because originally the original story for the Wolfman was that Lawrence Talbot is was it? He's like a scientist or whatever, or he's coming to build a telescope or something.
yeah.
And I thought, wow, that'd be cool
I
because
think
it's
he's
like
just
his job
repairing the
involves the
telescope.
moon. So I thought that would have been a whole lot better than just having him as the son of an English lord.
Yeah. But
But
again, I mean Benicio del Toro, he kind of mumbled his lines all the way through. I but I feel like Anthony Hopkins did a really good job of being the sinister father,
yeah,
and he I felt like his performance was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah,
When
I
doesn't
gotta
Anthony
say,
Hopkins do a good job, though?
um, never, as far as I know of.
Well, then there's Transformers, so.
Well, we're gonna forget that. That's the kid you lock in the closet.
But that's not really his fault, so.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think the only time that he performs badly is when he's not performing.
Yeah.
I think even when he's not performing, he does a really fucking good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, every movie is a Anthony Hopkins movie. It's just it either really sucks or it doesn't. And if it sucks, it's because he's not on the screen.
Yeah. It's a
That's it.
non-diegetic Anthony Hopkins film.
Uh,
Yeah. He should be dying
I,
pretty soon.
Oh,
oh,
that's
please don't
great
say
to
that.
know.
Please. I mean, I know it's gonna happen, but
In our
uh,
lifetime, probably.
Yeah.
yeah. I gotta say, he's really impressive because he's not only an actor and a really great actor, but he's also uh, he's a composer.
Hmm.
I My mom shared a video where this orchestra they were playing one of his waltzes. He's actually really good. So, um, but yeah, I don't know. The Wolfman was also the first time I was aware of Emily Blunt. So I will thank them for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Another actor who also is extremely musical is Hugh Laurie.
Oh
And
yeah,
if you get a chance to ever listen to his music, I don't know if he actually came out with an album, but I
I
think it was
think
a
he
year
has.
or two ago. He came out with like a stream of music videos,
Yeah. Oh,
and
he's great.
yeah, he's really fun to watch musically and listen
Yeah,
to.
there he did one of Ray Charles' song called "Unchain My Heart." Oh my gosh, I love that version.
Yeah, I think one of my favorites is St. James Infirmary.
Really. Huh.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
know.
recommend that.
Yeah. So, huh.
Dang, Anthony Hopkins is 82 and he's been married 3 times.
Yeah,
Well, he's spacing them out properly then. I think I got
properly.
10 more years and then I can move on to the second one.
I mean,
Yeah.
uh,
it. Look at it this way. He's what? What'd you say? Like 80,
he's 82.
82? Yeah, and only three wives. That's a hell of a lot better than, ah, like Clint Eastwood. He's 90 and he's been married like, I don't know, five, 6 times,
I gotta look this up
some
now.
ridiculous number.
Well, I'm sure that there's a correlation in between highly successful people and maintaining strong relationships.
Just a quick Google search. Clint Eastwood's only been married twice.
Okay, well, he's had a lot more partners than he's been married, I will say.
Oh, well, probably, yeah, during his time in Italy, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, even beyond that, like, I mean, not like partner, like, ooh, a couple days or whatever, fling. I mean, like, a couple years or so.
Well,
Because
yeah.
I know he, one of his partners was Sandra Locke, who he worked with from, I don't know, was it the Outlaw Josie Wales, past Bronco Billy, and
Oh, I
the
love
Gauntlet. I don't remember how far they lasted.
What the
Uh,
hell? So I guess the, trial for that ISIS attack, uh, in 2015, the, like, train attack in France, Clint
yeah,
Eastwood's involved in. I
yeah, he made
just,
a film of it.
it says he's not allowed to testify What? I mean, yeah, no shit. He wasn't.
Wow, we're going into that kind of podcast, huh?
I'm just
Sorry, I'm stealing your
confused.
line.
If he made a film of it, what, he thinks that gives him, like, the understanding to be able to talk about it in court, even though he wasn't actually there?
I mean, why would they let him talk about it in court? This is the same guy who talked to a chair.
Wait, hold on. What?
Wait, oh, ask Wilmot about it, please. It is hilarious.
Okay. You gotta tell the story, though, now.
Okay, so
Okay, Clint Eastwood talking to a chair that just pops up with a
yeah,
Google
he was
search.
at the GOP convention in 2012 supporting Mitt Romney, which kind of surprised me because Eastwood's not exactly a conservative, but he's not exactly a liberal. So, but anyway, he was there and he gave a speech endorsing Mitt Romney. Well, for some reason, he had a chair by him, an empty chair, and he kept talking to the chair. Turns out he was talking to the chair, the empty chair, as if it were Barack Obama.
Uh,
It
okay.
is easily one of my funniest moments.
Oh, well, it says that he was holding just like a staged, like, impromptu speech. So.
Something like that. Either way, people were like, is Clint losing his mind?
Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, let's also talk about the, like, wall of text that I was sending you yesterday or whatever.
Oh,
Live
God.
action Lilo and Stitch. What the fuck is Disney thinking?
Well, I think I pretty much summed it all up.
Oh, it's just gonna be like Sonic all over again, where they make Stitch some like weird fuzzy monstrosity, and then they're like, "Oh, he's got teeth and big eyes," and they're gonna be like, "Oh, let's remake it and take another year," or they're gonna go Detective Pikachu route, where everything is fuzzy, even though like no one really cares to see weird dark Jigglypuff.
Yeah. But also, they got an Asian director on it. So I'm figuring that they're also like, oh, but we're also doing a progressive slant on it because we'll actually have uh, actual Hawaiian people and actual Hawaiian culture and whatever.
Ugh, and then I just thought of Gantu. Oh, that's gonna be
Oh,
even worse. Ew.
oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh god. Oh
All
my
the
god.
aliens are gonna suck, but
Oh. I
I
was only.
cannot stand the notion of how they're gonna
Oh.
fuck up Gantu.
Oh god. I just want to like kind of throw up a little bit now.
Please do.
I was only
Like I
thinking of
said,
Stitch
look,
yesterday.
kids, it's just another instance of a
Ugh.
hypocritical, evil corporation raping your childhood memory.
Oh god.
Motherfuckers.
Oh man, even if they got Ving Rhames in it again with Gantu, no. No. Who
No,
who
because the
pitched
guy
this
who voiced
idea? Did
Gantu
they
is
think
dead.
this through? I don't think whoever pitched this idea actually thought about anything before they went, "Oh, let's just remake
They're not
Lilo and
thinking about
Stitch."
any of this. They're just going out and lining their pockets, the
Of
greedy
course.
bastards. Spit roast them over a fire.
Oh god, yeah. Oh, and Pleakley and Jumba.
Ah, they're
Oh,
gonna
it's
have a fun time with that because they're like, oh, Bleakley likes dressing like a woman, so this is a case of, whatever, gender, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, how do we know that Pleakley wasn't female to begin with?
I don't know. Fuck. It's like they're gonna just take that their own. Yeah, fuck this,
Plus
fuck
the like
everybody.
colorful alien ship that Stitch had. It's gonna be like muted and all detailed, looking like some Star Wars thing. And while that's great in the Star Wars universe, Lilo and Stitch can only work if it's animated the way it was. Don't touch it.
Yes, don't touch it.
Aladdin surprisingly worked ish, kind of. Lilo and Stitch, no. Absolutely not. It's going to suck, and so many idiots are still going to buy tickets or stream it. Disney's probably going to be like, "Oh, you want to watch it? Even though you got Disney Plus, we'll charge $20 for it."
Yeah, I feel like if
So many
anybody
people.
has any loyalty to the original, they should just boycott it.
Please
Just like
do.
we're not going to buy any tickets. We're not going
You
to have
know,
Yeah,
anything to do with this piece of garbage.
I would
I
bet that I would
actively.
not pay money to watch it just to satisfy my curiosity. I'm kind of curious. How are they going to fuck this up? And then I want to see it and be like,
It's
oh,
like a
that's how they
train
fucked
wreck.
that up.
You go to see how
And
bad it's going to turn out.
Yeah,
then,
and so, dear listeners, the one other person other than Joe who probably listens to this, um, all we've seen is that it's like a thought at the moment. But at the same time, please, yes, there are far more important things. The coronavirus is still raging at the time of recording this. Who knows? 3 weeks from now, we might finally have a cure. Anyway, uh,
doubt it.
like please, please raise awareness that Lilo and Stitch should not be remade. I will actually start tweeting and making Facebook posts about this because I am so disgusted by the thought of how
Yeah.
god awful that movie is going to look if it were done live action.
But let's also think about this. It just goes to show that there's a high lack of originality in Hollywood right now.
Well, what's
It's just
hilarious.
unnerving.
Oh, yeah. But what's hilarious is if you watch the credits for the original Lilo and Stitch, it's actually they give a credit at the opening to some random dude. It's just like based on an idea from this guy. And it's just like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, holy shit. And I know there's got to be writers out there with a lot of interesting ideas.
Yeah.
So why aren't you making their movies instead of, remake of something that was so great to begin with?
Well, like they taught us in film school, that most studio executives are terrified of new things, and if something works, let's just turn it into
Milk it down to
Nintendo
Yeah,
death.
and run
but
it into the ground.
you know, it in my mind, it's like whenever you go back in film history, it's like the only time somebody's going to talk about producer is either they did it right or they fucked it up. And uh, I mean, I know there's an instance like, uh, oh shoot, I can't remember his name, but he was like head of MGM at one point during like the 60s, 70s, and everybody called him the Smiling Cobra because, from a financial standpoint, he did okay. In fact, he got them out of bankruptcy. But what he
Oh,
did artistically, he was a mean son of a bitch.
yeah. Um,
Uh, and then, like I've said before in one of my papers, when they talk about, like, you watch the 80s Scarface, at the end they say dedicated or in memory of Howard Hawks and Ben Hecht. There's no dedicated to the guys who ran the Hayes office.
oh my god.
So, you know what? Let artists go out and do stuff. Producers, step the fuck back.
Yeah. James T. Aubrey is the
Yeah,
Smiling Cobra.
that's the son of a bitch. Oh, he was awful. One of my favorite movies, in spite of, or maybe because of its faults, Pat Garrett and Billy Kid, he fucked that movie over. He really did. He cut the budget in half. I mean, or probably not even half, just cut it. Um, and when he gave them bad equipment, filming equipment, and um, so a lot of stuff, the cameras were out of focus. At one point, Sam Peckinpah was so pissed that he stood on his chair watching the dailies that were out of focus and pissed on the screen. Chris Christopherson and Bob Dylan were sitting right by, and Bob Dylan looked at Christopherson like, "What the fuck did you get me into?"
Oh my god.
But and there was a lot of scenes where he's like, "You cannot film this," and so they had to go out and basically secretly go and film this stuff. And then he took the film away from Peckinpah and had his own people cut it.
Yeah,
There were
oh
like
my
five
god.
or six different people who cut it.
That
And it just didn't make any sense. It's like, okay, from a financial standpoint in the beginning, but people, if they see a film that says a Sam Peckinpah film, they're going to want to see a Sam Peckinpah film.
yeah. Like you can give me little to no equipment. You cannot pay me with any sort of budget, but the minute you take away what I've actually worked on and start like chopping it up your own way, oh my god, that is the absolute worst thing a studio can do.
Yeah. There's a reason they called him the Smiling Cobra. And
Yeah.
I mean, some people will say, oh, he did this nice thing. And it's like, okay, but he did that as a person, not as a producer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he walked a little old lady across the street at some point, and he actually helped somebody who was in a car accident or something. But otherwise, as far as films go, actually, if I remember right, he threw away the ruby slippers from the Wizard of Oz
What the fuck?
because he said there's no financial value for it.
Hmm.
Well, what's actually really funny is here in the state of Kansas, there's the Hutchinson salt mine, about like 2 or so hours south of Lawrence ish, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. Anyway, the climate is just right that they have like the original Batman and Superman outfits stored there.
Hmm.
So it's actually like a secret ish little movie memorabilia museum as well.
Yeah, secret-ish.
I mean, just because it's Kansas, you go to like California and it's just like, oh yeah, I'm from Kansas. Oh, what's it like living with Native Americans still? And it's like, what the fuck? It's like crack open a book of any sort, you moron.
It's great.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Well, uh,
Uh,
yeah. So other than that, I don't know. I just wanted to shoehorn in. I mean, it's kind of rough, but I watched Battle Royale last night.
oh yeah.
The Kinji Fukasaku, I think I pronounced that right, film.
Hmm.
And I don't know if I want to call it a masterpiece. If it is a masterpiece, then it's definitely a deranged kind of masterpiece, but it's definitely a great film. I would
Oh.
I would say instead of watching The Hunger Games, go and watch Battle Royale.
Okay, I have heard of this. Yeah, this is messed
Yeah,
up.
because Tarantino's got a hard on for it.
Yeah.
And in fact, you know that basically sociopath from Kill Bill Volume 1 who has
Yeah,
the ball and chain.
that's her.
Yeah, that's her in Battle Royale.
Yeah, that's right. Because I'm looking at one of the screenshots and it's like, oh, I recognize her.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, she got
Yeah.
another gig.
What?
Said I'm glad she got another gig.
Yeah, I know, right? It's kind of like you hope she's not a one-hit wonder. Of
Wow, just to show you
course,
how pervasive Fortnite is, you type in Battle Royale and you get maybe the first line of images of the film uninterrupted, and then Fortnite just starts to like crop up more and more. By the time you've scrolled down just a tiny little bit, it's mostly Fortnite.
you know, yeah, that's kind of depressing.
It's
But
insane.
of course, I also loved Battle Royale because it has one of my favorite filmmakers in it, Beat Takeshi,
I need
playing
to
a
find this
teacher
thing.
named Kitano, and I'm like, oh, this is just perfect. This is just perfect. This has made my night.
I wonder if this inspired anything because it really is more like the Hunger Games than the Hunger Games was.
Well, it is the really only similarity between it and the Hunger Games is there's a bunch of kids killing each other and there's a fucked up society.
Yeah.
But that's about it because even the societies are different. You know,
Oh.
in the Hunger Games, it's really about like a caste system, where it's like this
Yeah.
dystopian government wants to keep the lower regions down or whatever. I'm saying this without having ever really like read or watched any of the movies, so pardon me if my French isn't perfect. Um, but whereas in Battle Royale, it's really about this disconnection between the adults and the children. I mean, the children have gotten so out of hand in the first 5 minutes or whatever. You have a student run up and knife a teacher.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, if the kids are going to be so out of hand, we're going to have them kill each other.
So it's more of like a punishment system then.
Um, Basically, yeah. I mean, and one of the kids, I mean, all these kids are like, "Oh, why are we selected to do this?" And they're freaking out about this because a bunch of them are, friends. So it's like, I don't want to kill my bestie or whatever. But then you have this one kid who wanted to go. So yeah, it's kind of a punishment, but for maybe that one person in the corner, it is a day in the candy shop.
Oh, Jesus. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm intrigued because every now and then my Echo Show has flashed up that there might be evidence of dragons after all. There's a flying lizard that's been discovered, so I guess we'll just continue the animal news for a second week here with our guest, Alexa. Tell me the flying lizard story.
A trawl through century-old fossil collections has led to a surprising find, a new mystery species of pterosaur. The flying lizards ruled the skies millions of years ago. PhD student Roy Smith made the find among fossil collections housed in Cambridge and Brighton. The fossils in the collections were found by workers digging in the English fens in the 19th century. What were believed to be fossils of shark spines, he realized, were actually fragments of jaws of toothless pterosaurs.
Oh, that's weird.
Thanks, you're
Tooth.
fine.
So toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Um,
We've. I love How to Train Your Dragon almost accidentally turned itself into Pokemon because of how they started to like expand into all the different species. And it was just like, oh, okay.
I had I had only read the what was it, the second book. It was the sequel to How to Train Your Dragon. I think it was
Yeah.
How to Be a Pirate or something.
Oh, yeah. Those books were actually really good.
The second one was really interesting, and I remember seeing the movie. It's like, are the characters just different from what I remember, or
Yeah, they definitely took some creative liberties there because there was like,
because
wait,
like fish legs? It's like I thought fish legs, from what I remember, wasn't fat. Let's
yeah,
put it that
like I think they switched Snotlout and Fish Legs. Um, or no,
physically.
not Toothless. Shit, what's the main guy's name?
Hiccup.
Yeah, Hiccup. He, I think, was the design for Fish Legs. In the book. Anyway, the books are pretty good. I think I read up
Yeah,
through like the fifth one or something. I had like a small collection going.
yeah. I just had the second one. It was like, this is interesting enough where I might go and check out the other ones, and I never got around to it.
You know what? Here's an interesting idea for an adaptation of a book series. Did you ever read The Magic Treehouse?
Yeah, yeah, I did.
That would actually be pretty good for like a TV series, I think.
Mm. Yeah,
Because there were so many of
yeah,
them, it'd be educational, fun for kids to watch, hopefully.
yeah,
Because man, well, I had a horrific collection of that.
yeah, yeah. That one was, yeah, that one. And actually, there is a book series that I'm starting. I read the first one like a week ago or something. It's the Sandman Slim series. It is almost okay. The simplest way to put it in terms of like style is it's like a supernatural theological John Wick. But like I said, that's gross simplification of it. It's just really amazing. And I think they were talking with the director of John Wick to make it into a live action film. But I don't know. I'd love to see it made into a film series, but
So, the Magic Treehouse series is actually still going. I just saw that there's a book, Camp Time in California, slated for 2021.
are they ever gonna run out of titles?
I don't think so.
I mean, what? I remember some of the titles. It was like Pirates Past Noon or
Yeah.
uh
Dinosaurs Before Dark was the very first one.
yeah.
Night of the Ninjas. So the author Mary Pope Osborne, uh,
No.
well, the first one was published in 1992, so it's almost 30 years old.
No.
The series. The author, she's 71 years old, so I'm sure she's still got at least a few good years left.
Yeah.
It-
I
you're-
mean, I don't know. If they can keep teaching kids with that stuff, go right ahead.
I mean, I really loved those series, honestly.
Yeah. No, I have no complaints against.
I think it would be like if they were to do a Goosebumps style, well, not like creepy, but just how like
But yeah, I
Goosebumps
see.
went on for some time. Uh, and then they had the TV show, which the show was actually pretty good um, in terms of being really creepy. So the Magic Treehouse, like, just get the Goosebumps writing team together, I guess. Tell them not to make it creepy, and there you go.
I don't know. Do
Cause
you read the Magic Treehouse books to your kids, Landon?
No. Yeah. No, usually what we read is I don't know, the girls really enjoy Captain Underpants for some reason. Um,
Why not?
yeah, but I mean Tilly's really been on a Zimperumpa Zoo kick.
Oh, what?
Professor Wormbug in Search of the Zimperumpa Zoo.
You want to spell that for me?
It's ZIMPARUMPAZOO.
Oh my god. Zipperumpazoo. What is that thing? It's like a little it's like a hamster with a mustache.
Yeah, and then there's it's the same author who does the Little Creatures.
This looks like the art style of Where the Wild Things Are.
No, it's different.
Ow.
You want to share that in chat?
Yeah, I'll post.
Yeah, it's Mercer Mayer is the author and illustrator of the Zimperumpa Zoo and the Little Creatures
Ow.
series. I'm sure if you looked up Little Creatures, Mercer Mayer, you'd recognize. It's like that.
Oh,
Okay, maybe I'm dated. I don't know.
Yeah, the art style does look fairly familiar, but the weird little gremlin hamster with a mustache thing is something that I would definitely want as a.
and big feet. Don't forget the feet.
Oh, the Zimperumpa Zoo.
Oh, that is what that thing is?
Yeah, that's the Zimperumpa Zoo.
I thought that was
Yes,
Professor
get up to date.
Wormbog.
Yeah, and surprisingly, a few years ago, I got like a copy of the book for like $10, and now they're going up for like $60 to get
Oh
them.
yeah.
And there's even a more rare one. It's Professor Wormbach, and
Yeah, there's one for $150.
yeah, Professor Wormbog's Gloomy Kerploppus, a book of great smells. It's a scratch and sniff book.
Oh wow.
Oh my
No,
god, I just found a book that's a children's book, I hope.
yeah,
Do you want to play with my balls? That's the title of it.
good question.
There's actually a kid's book where it's like, I can't remember what the woman's name is, but it's like Sharon's Beaver or something. Sharon's Fairy Beaver.
Oh god.
It's an actual kid's book.
Oh.
And it's all about this woman and her hairy beaver. There's a video of a woman reading the book, and she's like,
No.
reading this so seriously, but she's like, you've got to be kidding me.
Oh, that reminds me, I think it was a while back now, but this woman bought this book that was just called Penguins. And it turned out to be just. Yeah, Nick Thorburn is the author. And it's this, like, kind of cute looking art style on the cover. And, like, it looks really innocent, but, oh, God, halfway through, I guess it just gets really fucking weird.
Yeah, that's not.
Well, anyway, that felt like a short episode, actually, because we had fun.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fun, wasn't it?
I didn't realize what time
I
it
thought
was
it was fun.
already.
Time to go.
Yep.
Well, again, until our next episode, neighbors.
What was that old Batman one? Will Batman save the day? Find out next week. Same bat time, same bat place.
Will Batman bugger Robin? Hopefully he uses rubber. Will he use a rubber on Robin?
Oh my god.
Find out next.
No, he won't.
Yeah, he goes in freestyle.
Oh god.
It's like bacon in an oven. It always goes in raw.
Fat man. Da 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 da. Fat man.
God. What just happened?
Okay, time to go.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
please
hungry.
start rolling the music now.
Adios.
Jesus. Bye.
All right, later.